Okay, as you know, we're heading into strictly conference play now. And we get an opportunity to go play the team that won the championship a year ago, Central Florida. We're an excellent team. George O'Leary's a great coach. They'll be extremely physical. Offensively, they got a quarterback that's going to create a lot of headaches for us. And Jeff Godfrey, he can beat you with his arm, he can beat you with his feet. And they're just a good football team. If you look at them statistically, defensively, they lead the conference in just about everything. Yards per game, scoring, defense, the whole thing. So they're a very sound, fundamentally good football team. They've got a lot of athletes running around out there. And it'll be a great challenge for us to go there and play them. We've got to make sure we've got a great week of preparation before we go on that play on Friday. But we're excited about that.
A couple weeks ago, you talked about how Southern Miss is kind of a measuring stick for your program. Is this kind of the ultimate measuring stick in terms of the conference?
I think anytime you've got a chance to play a defending conference champion, that absolutely is. And it's we've had a lot of measuring sticks the last 6 games. I think somebody told me we're going into our 6th straight game. We've been underdogs. I don't know if I've ever done that before in all my years of coaching, but that's all good. But it will be absolutely, especially when you're in conference, because you want to compare yourselves to the best teams in the conference. There's no doubt that Central Florida is the best at this point until somebody beats them.
Talk a little about Godfrey. Obviously, you saw him last year. Tough for a lot of defensive things. He beat you he's so good with his feet.
He does. And what they do with him, they create a lot of issues for him because they run triple option with him. He can also get on the perimeter, and where he creates a lot of problems for you is when he gets on the perimeter and gets into busted plays and gets out there when he gets in scramble situations. He can make a big play, but he also can beat you running, of course, with his feet. So you got to keep him contained. You got to keep him in the pocket because he's an excellent runner.
What did you see in those 2 losses to BYU and Florida International? What did those teams do to knock them out?
Well, Central Florida characteristically on their part turned the ball over. That's not a George O'Leary coach team, and against BYU they had a muff punt that cost them the game. Against FIU they had a fumble. Godfrey fumbled the ball, the kid picked it up and ran it in, cost them the game, and that's not the way that George's teams have won in the past. And I'm sure he got that corrected with the open day he had last week.
Their defense, Josh Robinson in that corner, very few teams have even tried his side all year. He still has 2 picks. Talk about that matchup, him and Dobson this week.
And Josh is an excellent corner from Plantation, Florida. I remember he came out of high school. He's a great athlete. He runs extremely well. And he was an All-American a year ago, and he is good. He's a good player that he makes plays when he gets the opportunity. We'll have to have Dobson and all our guys will have to play great when they get matched up with him, and because he is a good player.
Well, speaking of Dobson, how's his foot?
We got a couple guys banged up. They'll all play. They may miss a day or 2 of practice, but I don't see anybody, Chuck, at this point that's just ruled out at this point. But we got a couple guys beat up.
Wilkins, Demetrius Evans.
Wilkins should be fine. Evans, I'm not sure. Probably not. Wilkins should be fine.
Aiken survive everything okay?
He did. I'm proud of Aiken. He's done a nice job, and he helps us in there. And hopefully we can get him to the end of the season and get that surgery at that time, because when he's in there, that helps us provide some depth that we need.
You were able to find depth with your receivers this past week because of what happened, but do you see more of a role now between some of those guys with Schuler and Booker, maybe Bond and those guys?
No, I think of course Booker's had a role,
and
his role had increased on Saturday because Dobson had been hurt during the week of practice and had to get him some more reps there. But it's just it's a great feeling as a coach when you see guys like Jazz King and Wayne Bonner and some of those guys that hadn't contributed a lot go in and make plays when their numbers called, and that's we had that a little bit a year ago towards the end. We had some tailback issues, but it's just that's good to see, and that helps us down the road with depth. And there's no question the more guys we have to play, the better we'll be.
It helps out Dobson too, because you always want to limit kind of his play count. You feel like got a little fatigued last year.
He played extremely well. The thing I was so happy with Aaron, he put himself in on that last punt that we punted, and as a missile, he went down and made the play there at the end. And he's doing a lot of things you don't read on the stat sheet. That when we scored that touchdown, he took that corner and put him right on his back and did some great. He's doing some things that, like I say, you don't read on the stat sheet. That he's providing leadership and really playing hard out there, and that helps. And you hit it on the head. He doesn't have to play 80 snaps now. He can play 40 to 50, and that way we get the kind of effort that we need to get out of him.
Booker's not your typical outside receiver, but he went up and made a play on that one.
And Booker's got a big old heart, man, and I tell you, Booker's just a fun guy to be around. I know you all know him, and he's just a great kid that, you know, if you're going to crawl in a foxhole with somebody, Booker's sure one of the guys I'd like to have in there because he'll fight you, and you saw a little bit. I wish he quit falling down when he gets the ball up. He had a couple opportunities to score. He's going so fast he trips over his own feet. But he's a fun guy to coach, and I sure want him on our team because he's a competitor.
Talk about the strategy you used with the tight ends this past week, putting them in the backfield to help the running game a little bit.
Well, we've done that a little bit prior to last week. You know, we've done it some, but I think it's helped our running game. I know it's helped our running game some. It's helped our, it's helped with our play action passing game, and I like. Plus, those kids need to play. I think it's the opportunity to get some of those guys in the game. I don't think it's helps with protection.
Last year you had some trouble running against this team. Now they don't have Bruce Miller back, but who are some of the people we look for in their front seven?
Last year we had trouble running against everybody, to be honest. But we're doing it, and we've been successful this year. You know, the one thing about that game last week is, number one, we had 0 3-and-outs on offense, which is the first time since I've been here, which I think that's a stat you don't read about. To me, that was important because it helped our defense. You know, the other thing is we had, we held the ball for 10 minutes longer than what they did. And anytime you can win the time of possession and have 0 3s and out, we were able to, we didn't run the ball great, but we get 2 to 3 yard gain. We come back and we didn't come up with a whole lot third long. We became third mediums, and we were able to move the chains. So, but to answer your question, those guys that they have in there right now are guys that played a lot a year ago. They were 2 deep a year ago. With that defensive end started for them a year ago, is now starting at the fullback for the 49ers, at conference defensive player of the year. And they got guys that have a lot of experience, and they're not a whole lot different than they were a year ago. It'll be a great challenge for us, but it's no different. We have to be able to win a football game to come in next year.
I understand they have a converted running back in the linebacking corps.
They do. They got a kid named Ray Shipman who signed at the University of Florida as a basketball player. He was a tremendous athlete in high school, and he's now starting a linebacker for him. So Central Florida has athletes now, and there's a reason that they won a conference a year ago and beat Georgia in the bowl games because they got good players. It's no different this year.
Coach, can you talk about the atmosphere down there? It's always packed, especially for the Marshall game, but then you're also playing at night.
The one thing I was proud of our kids about is we went to Louisville and they had the 3rd largest crowd in the history of that stadium, and they handled it well. And we got to do the same thing when we go to Central Florida. It'll be the same. I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere. It'll be a lot. They have 50,000 plus students that go to school there, so I don't know what I've never been to a game in that stadium. You all could probably tell me it's probably out. I'm sure it will be. They probably have a lot of students there, but our guys have to learn to walk in and enjoy that arena, and we sell that. I want guys that want to go into places like that and enjoy playing. And I thought they did that Saturday. They did it again this Saturday.
It's loud. They can shake the stadium. It's almost like aluminum up there. So.
That happens when you fill them up, I guess. But it's all good.
Getting back to Godfrey, you've had I don't think you've had an MO quarterback you've played against this year, have you?
No, I think you're right. I mean, all of them can run a little bit. That's what you look around the country. That's what people are. Wisconsin has a Russell Wilson kid that can run around. And whenever you got a guy that is mobile, that can beat you with his feet, it creates a lot of issues for the defense. And then I mentioned before they had that triple option. Where that creates problems for your defense with all the assignments and adjustments to each defense you have. So, offensively, Charlie Taft creates a lot of issues for you, and Coach Rip, those guys have to do a great job of making adjustments and getting our guys lining up. But you're right, I don't think we have, and we may not. I haven't looked down the road that far. We may not.
They put a specific spy on him or any of those?
I don't have a spy fast enough to catch him. No problem. And that bull spine, we got no chance. Delvin, I need to put the secondary or corner, and you're right, you like to do that, but you put a DB or you put a linebacker or a D lineman on that guy's spine, they'll catch him anyway. So the biggest thing you got to do is you got to what we're calling caging. You got to keep him in the pocket and force him to step up. And but if he gets, he's going to make some plays. He's got to minimize the big plays. And bottom line is we got to stop the run. We have to look back throughout. We've had success. Southern missed 40 yards, 60 yards rushing, and I think Louisville had 60 or 70 on Saturday, 2.0 yards per rush. And whatever if we can do that, we'll have a chance to win.
We were able to do that last Saturday and get the pass rush loose. Any great, secret there?
Well, I played hard. Our guys went in there and played hard. And the good thing was, and Benny just is playing extremely hard. I mean, you go watch that tape and watch him play. He's playing, but he's got some friends. And Rashad Myers came in there and did an excellent job on the one sack. He had Jeremiah Taylor, and we're able to roll some of those guys in there and keep those guys fresh. But I thought the one group that I'm really proud, defensive lines has played extremely hard. They sure did. And they're going to have to do that again.